Hi, welcome to another episode of The Young and the Restless. We open up at the park and we see Summer ask if it's real that Phyllis is alive. Then they hug and Phyllis says she's sorry and Summer doesn't understand what's happening. We go over to society and Nate and Audra are having a work meeting and she informs Audra that he is going to LA for a meeting out there. He informs Audra that he is leaving her in charge and Audra asks to accompany him, but Nate wants her to stay and hold things down. He says that he is going with Vick. Then we see Nick comes at Newman to inform Victoria that Victor's latest move, and she thinks it's about him purchasing McCall, but Nick tells her that he wants him to go over to McCall to work with Adam. Then Vic thinks Victor is trying to steal her team. We go over to the coffee house and Jack and Michael meet up to discuss Lauren's case, and Michael says that he has news and it isn't good. And he tells Jack that Jeremy's death is now ruled as a homicide. We go back to the park and Phyllis tells Summer that she is the only one who can know that she's alive and the only one who can know what happened, as Summer suggests to tell Danielle. Summer tells her Danielle and her need her. What she did doesn't matter anymore. Summer tells her to come home with her. She will take care of her. Back at society, Audra suggests that Nate take Elena along, and Nate says that he doesn't want to seem unprofessional by inviting his girl along on the trip. Then we go back to the coffee house, and Jack asks if they can use the fact that Stark is dead and connect it to Phyllis's murder. And Jack thinks that Stark's death would help Diane. Michael says that it's a double-edged sword. Then Jack says that at least Jeremy can't testify against Diane. Michael responds and says that he also cannot exonerate her. Back at Newman, Vick asks for assurance that Nick will turn Victor down, and Nick also thinks that it's a play to get him and Adam away from Sally. Nick says that the more he pushes Sally away, the more he will be shut out of his granddaughter's life. Then we go back to the park and Phyllis says that she can't come home with Summer. She has trusted the wrong man. Jeremy manipulated her, and she tells Summer about the plan with Jeremy. Phyllis says that she was out of her mind and she wasn't thinking, and says that Jeremy was gonna kill her. Back at the coffee house, Jack makes the case that Stark's past may have catch up to him and Phyllis. Michael says Stark's past would only account for his death but not Phyllis. Jack says that it could have been mistaken identity or Phyllis was just collateral damage. Jack yells that Diane didn't do it, and Michael says Diane is the only suspect at the moment with evidence. Then we see Nate goes over to the coffee house and he tells Elena that he is heading to LA for work, and when he gets back they should go on a vacation, and Elena asks who's going with him. Back at Newman, Vick tells Nick that there is no way that they can keep the baby away from Victor. Plus, it's not his fight to begin with. It's up to Sally and Adam. Thank you, Vick, for reminding Nick of that, stupid. Nick sarcastically says thank you for the reminder. Then Vick announced that she is going to LA with Nate, and she wants Nick to take over. Nick wonders if Nikki is going, and she says no. Back at the park, Summer said Phyllis should have come to her when Stark was threatening her. Phyllis says that Jack wouldn't help me. Plus, you and Danielle hated me. Summer says that she disagreed, but she didn't hate her. Phyllis cries and says that she is sorry for the pain she caused her. Summer tells Phyllis that she is on her side no matter what. Phyllis says that when you find out what I did, I don't think you will be on my side. Summer asks, how guilty are you? Back at Newman, Nick expressed that he is concerned, and Vick says that it makes sense Nate attends with her. But Nick says that it's a terrible idea. Victoria then expressed that she is not interested in Nick's views. Back at the coffee house, Nate tells Elena that he will be on his own in LA, and Elena says that she will look into places while he is gone. Back at the park, Summer realizes the whole situation wasn't real. She realizes that Diane's innocent, and Phyllis says that there is nothing innocent about Diane. And she says that all Diane does is lie and manipulate and drive everyone apart. Look at Jack and Ashley, look at her and Summer, look at what she did to Kyle. Summer said that she did the exact same thing as Diane by faking her death, but Phyllis says that she would never stay away for years like Diane did. Summer tells her that she is coming with her and she has to make things right with everyone, and Phyllis realizes that they found Jeremy dead and tells Summer that she can't return because of the reasons of Jeremy's death. Then we see Jack goes to the jailhouse to visit Diane, and Diane doesn't want him there and told him not to come back. Diane tells Jack that any news he has, he should let Michael tell her. Back at the park, Summer says that you didn't, did you? And she shakes her head and said, you didn't kill Stark, Mom. Phyllis says that I'm afraid I did, and she tells Summer how and why she killed Stark, and Phyllis said that she had no choice. She used her nails on his face. Phyllis, that's evidence against you. And she blacked out while doing what she did to Stark. Next thing she knows, she sees him in a pool of blood, and she tells Summer she cleaned it up and cleaned up the room and made it seem like it was one of his old buddies from prisons that did it. And Summer says that it's not too late to go to the police, and Phyllis says that's not gonna happen. She must never tell anyone. Back at Newman, Nick accuses Vick of being involved with Nate, and Nick reminds Vick when she mixes business with pleasure, what happens to her work life. Vick yells and says that don't go there, and calls Nick a hypocrite because he was also with Sally. Nick says that how long before people make notice. Vick asks, how long did it take for people to notice you and Sally? Then Nick says that there was some clear and obvious difference between his situation and Nick's. Says Nate has a girlfriend. Vick says the same way you ask me to respect your privacy with Sally, do the same with me. And says that Nick says that he hopes Vick doesn't end up regretting the trip and leaves. Back at the coffee house, we see Audra calls Elena and tells Audra that she is going home to help Nate pack. Elena says that things are better between them now, and Elena says that they will talk over coffee tomorrow. Back at the prison cell, Jack says that he wants to help Diane, and Jack asks Diane to marry him right now. Then we end with Phyllis begging Summer not to tell anyone. She will spend the rest of her life behind jail if she does. And Summer says that she doesn't want to lie to people she loves. And Phyllis apologized for putting her in this position. And Summer cries that she is scared she won't see her again. And she tells Summer she either save Diane or save her Phyllis. Or she gives her time to come up with a better plan to make things work. Phyllis begs Summer for time, and Phyllis says, whatever you decide, I love you. And then she runs off and she goes. Thanks for watching. Bye.